What do you think, man? What is your idea for the best map for a new player to start on, and why?
I think you have to ask a couple of questions with this particular game. So if you are a player who's looking to get your friend into the game, if you want them to stick with the game and have a good experience, you have to really ask yourself a few questions about them and their play style. The first thing is, are they experienced at PvP or not? Because I think there's two very different entry points into Tarkov. One of them is that you are an FPS player that have lots and lots of experience, and you'll naturally just be able to do all the things in Tarkov, which will make you more successful out of the gate from an FPS perspective. If you're not experienced with PvP in an FPS format, then you need to learn those systems as well as learn, how Tarkov implements those systems. Then there's, why would you play a game like Tarkov, and how do the systems in games like Tarkov, how much do they matter to you? So are you driven by completionism? Are you thinking, do I need to get through everything the game throws at me, like every task, every skill, every kind of way that I can get through the game? Is that something that I am driven to complete? Because again, if your friend is a player like that, that is going to affect where they need to start. And then there's that kind of third kind of person who maybe is average at PvP and maybe doesn't really care, just wants to hang out and have fun. I actually think that could be even a, like a 2A when it comes to an entry point into Tarkov. And so all that being said, I'll give you my maps for those types of people. So for the completionist, I would say the map you need to start and learn is customs, because you're going to have so many tasks on customs that it just makes sense. Start scavenging on customs, start learning customs, and that's where the game starts, because that's where the task system, as of 12.7 in August of 2020, when we're recording this podcast, that's where the task system starts. It hasn't been reworked yet, and so you start there. Get used to customs and start working your way through that. If you're super experienced at PvP, I think you need to start in factory, because I think that in order for Tarkov to really get you and really kind of say, okay, I'm a Chad, I love being a Chad, and you live for that challenge, you live for that PvP scenario where you are on equal footing with another player and you just want to be the best in a situation where two people have an equal chance, I think that's factory, because I think that it's designed to be a meat grinder, and it's designed to create that environment, which I think is specifically geared towards Chads. Now, I'm a rat by nature, but I'm a learned Chad. And I like to make that joke that I'm a rat in my comfortable place, but I'm definitely like a learned Chad. It's kind of like being an introvert and a learned extrovert, right? But factory has that function, right? It can grab the Chads in there. And that third kind of player that really is not a completionist, but it does not have that PvP background, I think that player is probably best served by starting on Shoreline, because Shoreline has got a lot of different options when it comes to doing PvP, especially now with Sanitar. Sanitar is going to be different places. There are people hunting Sanitar all over the place on the map, but that also means that there's a lot of loot spawns that are just being ignored right now on Shoreline, and you have plenty of opportunity to learn the mechanics of the game. There's scavs to interact with that are relatively safe to interact with. You're not going to get third parties as often right now, especially in the northwest side of Shoreline. And so it gives that new player that doesn't have a lot of PvP experience, doesn't care about all of the completionism, it gives them a chance to just get used to playing a game like Tarkov, get used to playing that FPS experience. And I think Shoreline would be a good place to start. Now, that does set you behind on questing, because all the tasks are going to start pushing you towards customs right away. But I don't think that matters if you don't have a super completionist mentality. So anyways, that was pretty long-winded, but that's where I would start with answering this question.